Hey guys, and happy Friday. So today I have an amazing dupe, but it's a really simple one. Now, I didn't realize how bad this little section was. I thought I was in the camera shot, but I wasn't. So I was just removing these staples from this really big canvas that I got at the thrift store some time ago. I'm using a heavy duty staple remover. I'll link it in the description box down below. If you don't have one, you need one. If you're a crafter, you definitely need one of these. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It's a lifesaver. I know you cannot see, but do you see how quick I'm going through these staples? This is real time. I didn't fast forward through this. This is really quick. Now I did every other side except for this one, just so that you can see how quickly I went through all these staples that you see me having pulled out now. I did those in less than a minute, or maybe in about a minute. It's so quick. I'm telling you, it's a time saver. It's a lifesaver. And sorry if you hear noise in the background. I'm in my car right now. So, but yeah, so I went ahead, removed that canvas and save it because you're going to use it for the DIY. And then I'm just kind of going through making sure that it's smooth. There's nothing sticking out. Everything's in place and everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step. I'm going to pull out this craft paper so that I don't mess up my little cutting board thing there, my mat, because I'm going to go ahead and paint the frame of the canvas in black, and I'm going to be using the Waverly chalk paint in ink, or of course you can use whatever paint you want. You can paint to whatever color you want to match your decor. I just went ahead and sanded down a couple of the sides and a couple of spots that were kind of rough from the staples, but it really didn't need a whole lot, and the frame was really great. Like I said, I got these from the thrift store. They're about 20 by, I want to say 20 by 22 or 19 by 22 or something like that. They're really big, and I got 3 of them in a pack for like $2. I don't know, it's in an old haul video that I have, but I got like 3 of them brand new. The only reason, that I could see anything was wrong with them was the plastic on it was broken. But other than that, they were in great shape. They didn't have any holes or anything like that. So I always use these for projects like this. That's why I grabbed them. Now you could do that, or you can get like a frame from the thrift store that has a glass in it. Now I know the original piece does have a glass in it. This one's not going to have a glass, obviously, because it's just a canvas. But you can always find big picture frames at thrift stores, so definitely, check that out. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this black, and then I'm going to explain or talk to you about the challenge that I'm a part of. I am doing the duping through the holidays. It's every Friday of the month of November. We have one more left, and I'm joined by all these amazing ladies. The host is Brandy from the DIY Struggle. God, she is amazing. She's funny. She's hilarious. And this video is part of a giveaway. So definitely check out everybody's video, comment on everybody's video, answer whatever question it is that they are asking, and you will be entered to win. It's that easy. And I know we've had some questions, or I've had some questions about how the playlist is set up. Every week, it's just a running playlist. So every week, what we're doing is moving the videos to the top of the playlist. So just look for the videos that say Magnolia Dupe on it, or say Magnolia in the description. Those are the ones that you want to watch for this week to be entered. So then next week, it'll be whatever next week's videos are for. So just to clarify that, but definitely check out the playlist and check out Brandy's channel. You don't want to miss it. There's going to be some great inspiration, and you're not going to be disappointed. All right, so then the next thing that I'm going to do is just trim down the canvas part of it, because I'm going to staple this to the back of the frame and I don't want the edges showing. So I'm just taking my metal ruler and using a box cutter and just trimming the edges along the crease that was already there from it being on the frame originally. That's what I'm using as my guide, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut off all 4 sides so that, like I said, it's a nice straight edge and you don't see the overhang on the frame like you would if it was just stapled around it. And this is really simple. These box cutters, you can cut it obviously. If you don't have a box cutter, use some scissors and just kind of cut. I can't cut a straight line, so I always use use my ruler if I'm trying to cut anything remotely straight. All right, so once all the edges are cut off, I'm just trying to look to see which side I want to put, to use to show on the front of the picture. I'm sorry, that sounded stupid. I'm trying to see which side I'm gonna use. And so I went ahead with this side. Now you're gonna need a music sheet. I get all my music sheets from thrift stores. This one is a little bit smaller than the original, but I couldn't find anything bigger. This was like the biggest one that I had. And so this is the one that I use. And I was just trying to find, like the side that had the most like music notes on it because I wanted it to be, the prominent part of the frame there or the picture there. So then I'm just going to go ahead and tear the edges off. You can do this or not. The original did have like the little kind of frayed edges. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear all the edges off of all the sides so that they look a little bit torn and a little bit, a little bit worn and weathered. And of course you can use, your ruler, or you can just tear them by hand, which will give it a little bit more of a ragged edge. But it's up to you. You can cut it straight if you don't want it to look like that. But I liked how the edges looked, and I just went around all four sides, or actually three, because the one that I tore off from the book was already kind of obviously torn because I tore it. So I just went ahead, did this with all the other three sides just to kind of, like I said, make it look more like the original. And then once you're done doing that, of course, like I said, it's optional. You don't have to do that, but I like the way that it looked. So I'm using my Scotch Create glue stick. You can use glue, you can use tape, you can use any kind of glue you want, but I really like this glue. It's stays on really well. It sticks well, and it doesn't, come apart or bend, curl up at the edges or anything like that. So I really like using this glue, and I use this for my journals and stuff too. And then I'm going to take this it's actually a face roller, but it's perfect for stuff like this. You see it right there to the left of me. You can use a brayer if you want to, but this, I didn't have it on hand, and this is what was in my little tool cup, so that's what I'm using. And it works great. It works just like a brayer. It's just really small, and it's great for like my journals and paper like this because it's not so big, and you can get all the corners and make sure you get the whole thing. But see, it does the same thing as a brayer. You just go over everything just to smooth it out, make sure everything's nice and flat onto the surface that you're using. So definitely, I got this from Dollar Tree, but I'm sure you can find it in other stores, but I mean, why not just pay $1 for it, right? So I went ahead, made sure all my little edges were nice and smooth. And then once everything was on there nice and smooth, I went ahead, got the frame, and I just stapled the canvas onto the back of the frame. Now, don't do what I did. I did not let the paint dry completely. There were still parts of it that were wet, and it did get onto my canvas, but I was able to cover it. Like, it got on a part that was covered by the frame anyway. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but definitely just wait till everything dries, and you can paint the back of the frame if you want to, but I mean, obviously you're not going to see it, so it's not necessary. Um, but yeah, so I just went ahead, made sure everything was kind of even, and made sure everything was how I wanted it to look. And I'm sorry I'm out of the frame. I'm not used to working on the floor. I'm on the floor now because this frame is so big, and it's just kind of a weird angle for me. But nonetheless, what I'm going to do is just use my staple gun. You could glue it if you wanted to. You could nail it down if you had like small nails. And of course, what did I forget to add? The hanging piece. I always forget that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm just not thinking about it when when I'm getting all my supplies together or what. But of course, I didn't have one on hand, and I ended up putting it on after, I finished the video because that's usually what I end up doing. But sometimes, that can be, I mess up projects because I don't put the hanger on them first. And then when I'm trying to put them on there, it'll, mess it up. Thank God this is just a flat piece, and it didn't make a difference, whether I put it on before or after. So I was able to put it on afterwards. And that's it, guys. I mean, that's basically all I did. I just kind of made sure everything was lined up. I had all the staples in there where I wanted to. And this is definitely better than a $239 piece. And if you wanted to look a little bit more high end, I mean, I think this looks great as is. But you can always, like I said, go to a thrift store, get yourself a really big frame with a glass on it, and you can do the exact same thing and you'll get, the same result and may even look better because it has a glass on it. That wasn't a big deal to me. I really like the way this looks. I think it looks very vintage once it's on the wall. So, like I said, I'm happy with it. But you can, definitely go to the thrift store, check out if you can get a bigger frame. Or if you want a smaller one, you can make it smaller with a small frame. Either way, it's going to look great. And it only cost me a little under $2 because I already had the frame, I already had the pages, the music pages, and I already had the paint. So I was just kind of trying to figure out how much it costs, but it wasn't even $2 because the frames themselves were $2 for 3 of them. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check out Brandy's channel, check out the playlist, and until next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.